All right, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
Aaron, congratulations. I can see the smile on your face.
So what? They'll blow it.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
What does it mean to get a win like this after the week that you guys have had and the week that kind of Mike Tomlin has had too?
Means maybe you guys will shut the hell up for a week.
Yes, in the face.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Steelers Sanctuary Podcast. I'm your host, David Barrow from SteelersSanctuary.com. I've got Trent and Bob with us today, and we've got our special guest, Tony Serino, back with us again. Tony, how you doing?
Happy to be here. What a week. What a week. We didn't plan on this. How could we have known the Steelers were going to pull off? I don't know. Was this an upset, I guess?
Yeah, technically. They were underdogs. Steelers win 27-22, take back the AFC North lead, fourth in the AFC now. It's all roses. It's all roses from here, right?
Mike Tomlin's getting a big extension. I mean, everything's coming up. We'll get to that. I'm sure we'll get to that at some point.
Well, we will get to that. Listen, the Steelers are not fooling me again. I'm not falling for this. I am not a believer. Great win, fantastic. They beat a very average Baltimore team with no pass rush or anything. Tomlin willed them up, got everybody fired up and lathered up, played a good game, let down incoming. Trust and believe. I'm not falling for it again. After the Indianapolis game, I put them in my top 7 of our power rankings. I was all excited. I thought this is it. And they lose 2 in a row after that, 3 in a row after that. I'm not falling for it again.
We're all the way back, Dave. We are all the way back.
I know. I know you guys are all. You should be in our text group, Tony. These guys are like making Super Bowl plans after that game on Sunday.
I told my wife, like, book the flight to Pittsburgh. Like, we'll be at the wild card game. Like, we win the division. I mean, the division is done. No, okay. Obviously, I think there's two. Dave, I'm somewhat with you on like the Tomlin and all. Like, I'm not getting bought back in, but I will say this: that was a sweet win, and it's going to be so sweet this year if this team does pull off the division title. It is important. Like, I know that we're kind of down in the dumps as Steelers fans because we feels like we're in this kind of purgatory of like we're just good enough to make the playoffs, but not good enough to do anything in the playoffs. But it is kind of cool. Like, the Ravens are in a Super Bowl window. The Bengals are in a Super Bowl window. The Browns thought they were in a Super Bowl window, and the Steelers are going to win the division when we're in this purgatory. Like, that is pretty. Like, a win like yesterday should still be appreciated for what it was, which was making Lamar look like, the overrated quarterback I think a lot of us think he is. Just being able to watch Aaron Rodgers outplay him for 60 minutes. And defensively, like, I know we all have our problems with the way this defense plays sometimes, but that was a fun defensive performance, even if it wasn't dominating. Like, the turnovers that they got, the sack at the end of that football game, that was a fun Steeler win, a throwback.
Definitely was a throwback.
It was also paired with our buddy in Cleveland, establishing himself as the franchise quarterback for the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Full-time game. You should be extremely happy about that, by the way, because that means the Browns will not take a quarterback in the draft.
Yeah,
I'm not convinced of either of those, that he's the franchise quarterback or that they're going to think he's a franchise quarterback and not draft one.
I just saw this.
Yeah.
What is it?
The Colts are bringing Phillip Rivers in for a workout at 44 years old.
No, they're not.
It's on everything. It's on everything. I'm reading all about it right now.
And the rumor is the Bengals will grant Flacco his release if he wants to go.
I think they already did, didn't they? Or maybe it's
He's
close.
got to ask. He's got to ask.
They can't be serious with the Phillip Rivers stuff.
It's being reported by like everybody right now.
I'm speechless. Like
Pelissero, Tom Pelissero has been on there.
How long's it been? 5 years? 3 years?
No. 2.
4 years.
Phillip Rivers has been more than 2.
Yeah.
Didn't he play the year after Ben? He played one more year.
He played, or was that the same year?
Yeah, you're right, Tony. I think it was. Maybe he is since Ben.
Yeah, I think it was the same year because they played the Bills in the playoffs that year, right? And they got trounced. Yeah.
And Shower, this was Dave's
Yep.
point on social media.
His last game was in 2000.
Well,
It has been 5 years since he's played a game in the NFL.
You mean 2020?
2020. Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
I was going to say 2000.
Since 2000. Yes.
More, but Shower's point, going to end up in 9-8 fashion. You bet we're going to host a fucking playoff game.
Was this, speaking of 2020, was this Aaron Rodgers' best game in like 3 years?
Oh, yeah.
I thought he played the best we've seen him as a Steeler. But like some of the accuracy that he had, that was the best Steelers quarterback play, got to be since before Ben tore his elbow, right?
It's got
2019.
Ben had a couple of nice games in 2020 early in the season.
I'd have to go back and look at it, but
the 10-0 start year. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He did have some decent. Yeah, the Broncos game when just Chase Claypool went nuts in that game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
No, I thought Rodgers in this game was incredible in this game. Like this offense cannot move the football through the ground right now for whatever reason. But man, like that version of Rodgers that we saw yesterday, his ability to throw the like accurate deep balls. He also threw was that a Trent? You probably watched the tape already. Was that a dig route to DK? The one that he threw over the middle of the field, it was an a capital A anticipation throw. DK kind of had it in his hands, but couldn't bring. I mean, it was gonna be a tough catch, but like that was an awesome throw. That's something you just never see in a Steelers offense. I was really impressed with like his ability Aaron Rodgers' ability yesterday to like big boy this offense down the field.
Did you see his passing chart? It's unlike anything you've ever seen from a Steelers quarterback in at least 8 years.
Yeah.
Middle of the field completions.
Yeah.
Everything. We talked about it on the War Room yesterday that we felt like when we knew Thielen and Scantling were getting hats, that this was going to be I walk out on the field, I do what I do, not I do what Arthur Smith wants to do. And he owned that game from the second he walked on the field. When he ran in, I was like, no way, we got this. Whatever it is, he found the fountain of youth today. Now, will he find it for the rest of the year? Who fucking knows? But we beat the Ravens. We're in first place. I love it.
I tweeted. Go ahead.
I kept texting you guys in the group chat, and I said every time Aaron Rodgers walks up to the line of scrimmage with a grin on his face, Baltimore just has to know they're fucked.
Yeah.
He's not had that grin on his face since he was in Green Bay. And as soon as he walks up the line, he has a grin on his face. You just might as well walk to the sidelines because 6 is getting ready to go on the board. And he did it a number of times through the game.
The only other time I remember him having that much command at the line of scrimmage was that first game of the year against the Jets, where it really felt like he knew like this Jets defense does not have it today. I mean, I think they threw up 34 in that game. So, but yeah, that was a fun one to watch.
I tweeted it after the game. This is the Aaron Rodgers we wanted. This is what we hoped we would get when we signed him. This kind of fuck you, Tomlin, fuck you, Arthur Smith. This is the way I play offense, and we're going to do it my way. And he, for whatever reason, the first 10 games or whatever it is, 12 games, he hasn't done it. And I don't know who lit a fire under his ass. Maybe all the talk of Tomlin possibly being fired or whatever fired him up. But, man, that's what we need. That's what we wanted. Yeah, that was the whole attraction of Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know. I would push back a little bit to say I don't know that was so outside the box of what the Steelers have done offensively or what they've tried to do. I mean, I don't think this was like a new game plan or like Rodgers like called plays we never called. He just was more accurate than he's been in the past. I mean, these were still like 9 routes to DK down the field. The Calvin Austin one was all, that we're not like, it's not like this, we're doing deep post route or anything like that, right? I mean, they're not running like the traditional deep over the middle stuff. Roger, it's still like check down to Gainwell, make Jalen Warren's touchdown was a little, it's all the same stuff. It's just like, this was the best version you're going to see of it, right?
I really thought the Warren touchdown, and people made it that, hey, Pat was even more open. And he even said, he was like, I know Pat was open, but he ended up being the convoy to the end zone. Mm-hmm. And he walked it. That's all him. He looked at it and saw Warren's going to be untouched. And it was. I mean, that's the guy. like I said, I don't know if he can do it again 4 weeks in a row, but for one glorious Sunday, we got to see Aaron Rodgers play high-level quarterback.
We're going to tell our grandchildren about the one in Baltimore. Yeah, I mean, look,
it's sweet.
There's no downside.
Yeah,
we were talking about it in prep before you got with us, Tony. That Baltimore pass rush is probably the worst pass rush I've seen.
Yeah,
maybe ever. I mean, they generated no pressure at all,
and their pass defense isn't much better.
True. Although I will say, like, their front seven, Matabike's hurt or whatever. Matabike?
He's been out.
He's been out, right?
Yeah.
Matabike was a great player for them, like 2 years ago, whenever that was. But like their front seven really, like they just haven't been able to replenish there. Roquan is Roquan, but the other guys that they brought in, the Trenton Simpson guy, and I think they have another new inside linebacker there. They're edge rushers. Nothing to, yeah. I mean, that whole Ravens team, just also weird vibe. Whole weird vibe around that entire team. Does feel like that report that was out about a long tenured coach who maybe wants to change the scenery.
Could be.
John Harbaugh makes a lot of sense to be that guy.
I mean, they're staring in the face. If Lamar Jackson, if this is the version of Lamar Jackson they're going to get for the rest of his career, they're cooked because he's not. He looked very average yesterday. I mean, he ran a little bit more yesterday than he has in the past all season long, but he still didn't look like the old Lamar Jackson. He still looked kind of slow and tentative and taking that sack at the end of the game. Holy crap.
The interception he threw to James Pierre was
another one.
Lousy.
That was bad.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
That's a two-time MVP. Like that, it was an awful throw. And then taking the sack at the end of the game, like he just felt flustered all day. And it wasn't like the Steelers pass rush I thought was that effective. Like they were generating like pressures, but it wasn't like you never felt like they were really gonna get him down like for a big loss because he was sneaking through there, but he always felt flustered through it. So
Pun's got a good question here. Who's worse, Tomlin or Harbaugh? I make the argument, as bad as they both are, to me, Harbaugh is worse because Tomlin can't figure out sometimes that my shit doesn't work, so I should try something else. Harbaugh is the opposite. When shit works, he changes it. Why, after you beat the Steelers' brains in the playoffs last year, would you not come out and run the ball 50 times? And it was working. Henry was gashing them.
They ran for 220 on the Steelers.
Yeah, they ran 220 yards rushing.
Yeah.
But they went away from Henry for a quarter and a half.
Well, they fell behind a little bit. I don't know if that has something to do with it or not.
I think that was part of it. And I think that the other part of it, Henry wasn't as successful early on. He had a couple of 7-8 yard runs, but then he had a lot of like 1 and 2 yard runs too. So they probably didn't feel in sync with the run game, and they thought Lamar was going to take this game over, and he just didn't. He's never looked right. He has not looked right in a while.
Since he came back. Yeah, since he came back from that injury.
Yeah.
No, not at all. And I do think they were a little feast or famine in the run game, like you said, Trent. Like, they had that Keaton Mitchell long run, which obviously anytime you have a, whatever that was, a 60-yard run, that's gonna, bloat your stats for the game. But yeah, I think it was a little feast or famine, and that's probably why they did feel like if we want to consistently move the ball. And by the way, they had some big drops in this game too. Like this is a thing that happens in Steelers Ravens games. But like I text my old co-host Sonny from AFC North Talk during the game. He's a big Ravens fan. I was like, are we sure the Ravens don't have a worse receiving core than the Steelers? Because like some of the drops, Bateman's drop, the one on the
Bateman's drop,
it was like a little mesh whatever they were running, a little under route. That was an awful drop.
Yeah. And
then you could debate whether likely was a touchdown or not, but he's got to hold on to that ball. He's got to finish the play. He kind of looked like he's thinking to himself, I scored, I'm done. And Joey Porter Jr. got a hand in there, and you got to finish that play.
As a fan base who went through the Jesse James play, all I have to say to the rest of the NFL is cry me a fucking river. Okay? Like, take the catch rule or cry me a fucking river. I do not care at all about the catch rule stuff. Like, that's not a catch because NFL has an absurd definition of what a catch is.
Well, that's what my argument wasn't in prep. It's a stupid rule. Jesse James was a catch. To me, that was a catch. It's a dumb rule.
Yeah.
It's just a dumb rule.
Yeah.
The dumb rule is but it's the rule that's there in place.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
It is what it is. It's hard to argue.
They did call it as the NFL legislates it. There is nobody who looked at like a rules analyst. Nobody came out and said, they fucked that up. Everybody was like, that's right.
To the letter of law, I guess they got it right, but holy crap.
No, but this is the problem with the catch rules that we've gone through this year. We have one of these year after year where you can watch the game and everyone watching the game is like, yeah, okay, he caught that. The Calvin Johnson one happened. Like, what year did that Calvin Johnson play happen against the Bears? Because it took years before the Jesse James play happens, and then they decide, like, all right, maybe we do need to take a look at this.
What is it, Des Bryant going all the way back
then?
Yeah.
That's
another one.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yes.
It's brutal.
So,
it's brutal.
Terrible.
It changes the outcomes of games. It's just crazy.
Vaughn's pointing out, good job for JPJ for not cutting on the play. By the way,
absolutely.
I just want to say those penalties on JPJ, the little grab I could kind of see. But the one where the guy ran 10 yards down the field, smacked into him, and they gave him the interference or the – come on, man. If the receiver runs into you, that should be a no call. That should be an absolute no call.
We talked about this in preseason. He's got that reputation now. So if it's a 50-50 or it's close or a referee just catches something out of the corner of their eye but doesn't really see it, they're going to throw the flag on JPJ because his reputation is he's a handsy, grabby guy. And until he shakes that.
Honestly, until somebody starts catching a ball on him, I don't fucking care if he keeps doing it.
Yeah.
He's given up 13 receptions in like the last fucking I don't know what 10 games.
Yeah. Well,
and they're averaging 39. The rating is like a 39.4 throwing to him right now. I mean, if that's what you're going to give me, you go fucking eat all you want. And I mean, some of these quarterbacks. This was Lamar. This was Josh Allen. These are not bums. Like he's hitting top of the league guys and shutting down their best.
He's no James Pierre, but
and you've got CB1 James Pierre on the other side. Pierre Peninsula over there. So
lockdown island over there with these guys, and Brandon Eccles playing pretty good ball too.
My goodness.
Yeah, great game.
Yeah.
Where did this come from?
Yeah, really.
Well, it came from because you could. This is how the Steelers go, right? It's the ebb. Like they do this thing where as soon as it looks as bleak as it possibly could.
Yep.
And we're just going to have to call it out. It's Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin pulls one out of his ass. I mean, you said it earlier, Dave. Like, he did this against the Colts, right? And it was like, how bleak were things looking going into that Colts game? And then, they didn't just beat the Colts. Like, they pretty much dominated that football game.
Yep.
This one, the score was closer at the end. Obviously, everyone's, the Ravens had a real chance to win that one at the end. But, I mean, the Steelers were in control of this game for the vast majority of it. This is what Mike Tomlin does, man. Like, this is why he's not getting fired. Like, if there's any doubt, Mike Tomlin is not getting fired.
That went out the window yesterday.
It wasn't happening before that, but like this is just confirmation. Because here's the problem. I don't know if you guys want to start the Mike Tomlin thing now. If you want to keep
sure, let's do it.
Yeah, good.
Let's do it.
Because I think here's the problem with the Mike Tomlin conversation. Mike Tomlin is not a bad football coach. In fact, Mike Tomlin is probably a very good football coach. The problem with Mike Tomlin right now is like he's at the Andy Reid era of that late Eagles thing. Like Andy Reid wasn't a bad coach at the Eagles. It had just kind of gotten to a point where everyone kind of realized, like, yeah, okay, this isn't really working. Like, you probably need to go somewhere else. And they let him go. And he goes to the Chiefs, and he's a great coach there. I mean, Andy Reid is a surefire Hall of Famer. Mike Tomlin will be a surefire Hall of Famer whenever he retires. No doubt. Great career, whatever it ends up being. But in Pittsburgh, like, to Dave's point, I'm super happy about today. I love the fact that this team went into Baltimore, embarrassed them in the middle of their Super Bowl, era or whatever. Like this should be part of their run to the Super Bowl. I'm thrilled about that. But at the end of the day, like I'm also not buying in. Like I know what's going to happen for the rest of the way. This team will probably beat the Dolphins on Monday night, get the shit kicked out of them by the Lions, squeak through a game against the Browns. Who knows what happens against the Ravens? Doesn't really matter because of the division clinch by that point in all likelihood. And then as long as this team could play the Jags in the playoffs and like sneak a win, but if they play the Bills, they will get the absolute shit kicked out of them in that playoff game at home. And we will go, well, you made the playoffs, you were close this year, you did a lot of good things. Hey, they won the division this year. That's good. And then we rinse and repeat and go into 2026. The whole thing over again.
Thanks
and
for
that's
just
like this is our lives now.
thanks for what's the word? Just giving life to my worst nightmare, because this is what I said it on the last podcast. The absolute worst thing that can happen is they go 9-8. Even if they don't win the playoff game, just make it competitive. Then it's Mike Tomlin forever. It's 9-8 forever.
No, it's Mike Tomlin forever, no matter what.
If he lost 3 out of 4 of these last games going in, he lost yesterday, and they ended up 7-11. The snowball was picking up steam.
It was picking up.
There was going to be. We talked about, and I don't think it's bullshit. The last thing Rooney wants is fire Tomlin chance in that draft. Draft in Pittsburgh is everything to him. He does not want that. He might have made a move.
If the Steelers lose by 20 at home to the Bills, you don't think there's going to be fire Tomlin chance at the? It still could happen. Nothing that happened yesterday should change the fact that we're all still going to be this podcast is going to be much less happy in early January when this team gets the shit kicked out of them in the playoff game, right? It's fun now because we beat the Ravens. We're going to win the division. Ha ha ha! Everything's great, but this is that fake high we had last year after the Steelers started the year 10-3 and they had beaten Washington. And we're holy shit, this team could they Super Bowl?
They can't hurt me anymore, Tony. They can't hurt me anymore. I'm emotionally prepared for it, so they can't hurt me.
Death, taxes, and mediocre Steelers football. That's the only 3 guarantees in life, boys.
I think the big difference is that if you do get to the playoffs, and it looks like there's a good chance we will.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't be a shock if we lost all 4 of the rest of these games. Would be a shock, honestly, if we won all 4 of these games. But I think if you get a home playoff game, you are relying that Aaron could walk out and feeling like he felt yesterday. And if it's the Chargers, if it's the Jags, even if it's the Bills, then maybe he could put together just one magic Sunday. And I don't feel like we've had a quarterback who could do that in a long, long, long time. Even the end of Ben. Yeah. But I think Aaron could put together one great playoff game. And if he does and we win and then we get smacked in the divisional round, I also think with this option that we all now know about for Tomlin, and Florio even said this, if Art Rooney had any guts, he would make Tomlin coach for his life next year.
He's not going to do that.
Not going to do it. It's easy. We got at least 2 years of Tomlin. 26, 27.
That first 3 words you said, if Art Rooney had guts, 3 words, that's the key right there. He doesn't. So
I do agree. I do agree with you, though. I think there is a chance that you could see that version of Aaron Rodgers in a home playoff game. And I'm not going to rule out the possibility because they do have an adult at quarterback. And when you have an adult at quarterback, anything could happen. I mean, they could win a playoff game. It would be hilarious for this to be the year the Steelers win a playoff game.
It really would.
This is the worst defense they've had since.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. This defense is terrible. So now you got to you got to win a shootout somewhere, even against Jacksonville. You got to win a shootout against that team. That's a pretty good defense.
Isn't this defense I wouldn't even say that they're terrible. They're just because they have these moments.
Inconsistent.
They're
very opportunistic.
Yeah. Opportunistic. That's the word, right? It's they either are getting big plays and turnovers, or they are giving up big plays and touchdowns. And
that's it in a nutshell. So we gotta pray for Aaron Rodgers to have another epiphany game, and the Steelers to have their 5 turnover game, and then we can win a playoff game.
What if this wasn't an epiphany, though? What if this is just Aaron Rodgers decided to say, hey, guys, listen, this is the playbook we're going to be running against the Ravens. Take it or leave it. I'm coming out firing.
Yeah.
And he also hates Roman Wilson enough that he got him benched, and now that's
can we talk about that for a second? What did Roman Wilson – because Trent's been banging this drum for weeks, and he's gotten me watching, and I believe it now too. Roman Wilson is open a lot. So did he do? I don't even know how to ask the question. What did Roman Wilson do that's got Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin, or a combination of the two, to the point where they have to bench him?
Well, he has to be the worst practice/film guy you've ever seen in your life.
Right?
He has to be.
Because he goes out there on game day and he's open.
What?
But Aaron doesn't even look. Aaron Aaron doesn't even acknowledge that Roman's on the field.
No, he doesn't.
And you could say the same for Muth, too. He barely looks at Muth either. That touchdown we just talked about.
Muth got a little quick screen this week. He got
a quick screen.
I mean, Muth was so open on that play that Jalen Warren scored. He was so open. And Aaron's like,
they blew coverage on half the field. I mean,
right.
Yeah, I don't know that Muth scores, though, because I think
there's nobody behind him, Bob.
I think they could recover and get Muth because it was wider to Warren and they had Muth out in front of him. I think Warren was the better choice to take it to the house.
Oh.
But look, I advanced a theory yesterday in the war room, and Trent kind of half agreed with me. What if Roman Wilson is so open because he's running the wrong routes?
I think you have to be onto something at this point.
But at some point, all right, he's running the wrong route, but you just look up and he's wide open. That's the point. Aaron's not even looking.
Okay, I haven't watched all 22 in a while, but like the Steelers, from what I remember, especially in the Matt Canada days, the Steelers run a lot of high school style, like mirrored concept bullshit stuff that you could tell if someone's running the wrong route because it's like, what is that guy doing? Like they're running mirrored routes. That's not a mirror. So you would think like someone would have pointed. Like people used to tell when Pickens ran the wrong route, you could tell. You could obviously tell on the tape, like, or when AB used to do it, you could tell. No one's really calling out like Roman's running the wrong route. So, but then again, I mean, he has not gotten a target in forever, and now he's essentially benched for the corpse of Adam Thielen. So, and MVS, by the way, which I did love that we got both of them out there.
Mm-hmm.
Was there even a catch between the two of them? Did
Adam Thielen had one.
Adam Thielen won for like 4 yards.
Yeah, they were there.
And he went to MVS for the third down play at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But it was it was his worst throw of the day. He bounced.
It was.
The problem with this, it is the thing we should talk about with this offense is that I know I've talked so good about Aaron, but this offense did, and it's I probably have to go back and look this over, but like they have no killer instinct. This offense at the end of games, like how often does the team put the game away offensively?
I'll give you the stats from yesterday. They had 3 possessions in the fourth quarter. They ran 9 plays and netted 3 yards.
Mm-hmm.
They can't run the ball.
They were horrendous in the fourth quarter. To put the game away, they were horrendous.
Yeah, they were terrible.
The offense really changed, though. There was a noticeable drop when Darnell left the game. They still had a couple of nice drives, but without Darnell in crunch time, they didn't quite know what to do.
How many catches does Darnell have all year? It's not like he's a key cog in the. Well, I guess not blocking.
You can't replace his blocking.
Yeah.
Although, kudos to Pat Freiermuth, best block of his fucking career. When he helped spring that run for the touchdown.
Yeah, the run game, I think, was 34 yards rushing total yesterday.
They can't run the ball.
This is alarming now.
It's embarrassing.
It's getting bad.
You know who they miss? They miss Broderick. Broderick is a good run blocker.
And we can make excuses until we're blue in the face. I mean,
I just think it's a combination of shit scheme and the run block scheme. I think it's a combination of we continue to just run out of jumbo and every other team's running fucking jumbo on the other side of the ball. And we just are not getting the push. Our offensive line's too light to run how we want to run.
Uh-huh.
We actually should be spreading the ball out to run the ball.
Yeah, I agree. Because how much too high are teams even showing us anymore? Or is it? I would imagine that they're all just going to sit in single high and like bring a safety down in the box and say like, I dare you to run.
It's been happening for weeks.
I dare you to throw. Yeah.
That's why they're so effective on the screens.
Right, because like the Steelers aren't running a ton of like variety in the run game, so it's not like we have this complex scheme that teams have to defend when it comes to the run. Bring a guy down into the box. Great, you have 7-8 guys in the box. That's more than enough for us, right? And the Steelers can't run the ball in that case. And what you need to happen, what this offense needs, and the only reason why it was so good yesterday is Rodgers made them pay every time they did that. Single high, Rodgers hit the deep ball every time. I mean, the throws he had were like downfield handoffs essentially.
Uh-huh.
We should give Kenneth Gainwell his props. I for one did not see this coming. Like he is an integral part of this offense. Without him, this team would be in a lot of trouble.
I don't know. Because that some of that is like opportunity stuff. He's getting the opportunity to do it. Therefore, it is happening. But like
he's taking advantage of these opportunities. He's
taking advantage of them stuff. But like they did have, I believe they had a possession in this game where they were like first and goal from the 5. They gave Gainwell the ball 3 times in a row and then kicked a field goal.
That's just,
and it was like, what?
Yeah.
That was, wasn't that like that was like the start of the second quarter, I want to say. Anyway, I do feel like the Gainwell stuff, yes, he is doing well, but this team could use, I think, a little more. I still believe in Jalen. Like, I still think Jalen needs to get more red zone touches.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's the problem with Gainwell playing as well, is he doesn't get red zone. He doesn't get third down touches when the Steelers are actually spread out a little bit and he can maybe make a difference. He's sitting on the sideline watching Gainwell, which is unfortunate, but
the game I've gone like in a full 360 with him, I think, at this point, because I love the signing. I talked very highly of him in the signing, and then they started running him like he was an every down back, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? This guy is not an every down back. He's not that good at this role. And then now he's become almost the best route runner on the team as a receiver.
Yes.
I mean, he's the best route runner on the team, and it's crazy, but he definitely is. He gets open.
I do think
he's second in target.
I do think as the season goes on here, these last 4 weeks, Thielen will play a bigger role. And I think Romo made a good point on this yesterday. He pointed out that the midget system doesn't work. That now you have guys with size out there who Rodgers can easily see and who are threats and who the defense has to cover. Yeah, they might be old and they might be slow and they might be old and they might be fast and can't catch, but they're NFL receivers you have to respect and you have to play them. So there was no double teaming DK yesterday. I mean, there was a little bit, but for the most part, and if you get DK one-on-one, now all of a sudden you can see Aaron Rodgers can still hit him on the run and still do things. So
I think that was just a dumb Ravens, strategy more than you're not doubling DK because Adam Thielen's on the field.
I think Tony's got a point. Who the fuck is going to play us too high, even after that game?
Baltimore definitely was. I mean, they played it a lot yesterday, and we highlighted it in the package on Sunday.
Yeah,
and we highlighted it a couple different times, and I mean, the DK shot down the field was almost identical to what we showed with Jamar Chase hitting the same hole shot down the field. Mm-hmm. I mean, but the problem is all season we've not had a receiver running beyond like 5 yards other than DK Metcalf, so it's so easy to cover him up on the back end. Now you start pushing a couple of guys downfield with DK Metcalf, you draw the safeties back toward the middle of the field. You can't just sit over top of DK anymore. And that's what they've been needing to do for such a long time, and this Arthur Smith offense has not been opening up like that. I thought that was a big part of it.
The hope with Thielen and even bringing in MVS has to be that, like, Rodgers very clearly, because he probably was a little too public about this last week, but like, he wants you to be in your spot when he wants you to be in your spot, right? I mean, he's got a very precise way he wants you to run your route. You can probably trust guys like, especially Thielen and probably even MVS, or at least he'll trust those guys more than he would trust it. Than he clearly trusts a guy like Roman Wilson or even a Calvin Austin. And so I think if you're going to make the case that Thielen and them are going to get more involved, I think that's going to be a big reason why, right? Is like he can trust those guys to be where he's going to be, and therefore he's going to be more willing to go their direction. But he yesterday just kind of keyed in on DK. Like yesterday, it just felt like it was DK or check down on the vast majority of passes.
Which is better than what we've seen the last few weeks, which was just check down, and no DK. I mean, at least he targeted DK this time.
And this whole Caleb Johnson, I did say in our chat yesterday that, Johnson could be effective with the one cut against the Ravens, and he had one nice run and then he got stuck. The problem with Caleb Johnson, and it's the problem I've said all along from the beginning of the year, is that when he comes in the game, everybody in the stadium, everybody on television, everybody who's at the mall near the stadium knows, hey, they're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, if you play action with Caleb, and knowing Aaron, he's saving this for a big spot when he needs it down the stretch. if you play action with Caleb, I would be shocked if 5 guys weren't wide open down the field.
Trivia time. Want to guess what Aaron Rodgers' average intended air yards was yesterday?
I don't know. I'm going to go with
because last week it was what? What did I say? Under 3, right? 2.49.
yeah.
Average intended air yards.
It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be as high as people think. I think it's still going to be low. I would guess it's going to be like 7, 6.
I'm going 8.7. Not that high.
6.5, which is almost triple what it was in the last game. So it's not much, but it's progress.
It's a win.
It's progress.
Yeah, because so here are the leading receivers yesterday were DK with 7, Warren with 3, Gainwell with 6, right?
Yep.
And
Calvin had one.
Calvin had the one long one. That's fine, but then
31 yards. Yep.
But then Frymouth had a couple for 9 yards. Thielen had that one for 4 yards. That's what I was saying earlier. I don't think this was as revolutionary an offensive switch. It was just more successful in the outcome than a totally different process from Aaron.
And it very well could have just been, hey, everybody ran to where the spot they were supposed to run to. Because I'm not 100% sure when we've looked at tape that the receivers are running where they're supposed to run, at least until yesterday.
I don't know.
Aaron also was not under pressure very often yesterday.
That
he was not.
Is the key. He was very comfortable.
Yeah.
In the pocket yesterday because Baltimore was not pressuring him whatsoever. I mean, you had Andres Pete and Dylan Cook as your left tackles in that game, and they weren't getting any pressure from that side. That's almost embarrassing. I mean,
yeah.
Jesus.
Well, look, and let's be honest. In the last 4 games, you're gonna have Miami doesn't have much of a pass rush. You get the Ravens again; they don't have much of a pass rush.
Yeah.
Cleveland gonna be a little bit of a problem. That's why you got to have.
Detroit's got a pretty good guy too.
Yeah,
Detroit's. Yeah.
Give up on the Detroit game, guys. We're done. We're out on this. We're out on Detroit. That's a bye
I gave
week.
up on it as soon as I saw the schedule come out.
That's a bye week. Okay, we don't even play Aaron Rodgers that week.
Yeah, exactly. Just get out of that one healthy. That's all we care about.
Look, Detroit can be had though because Detroit goes.
Don't talk. Go ahead.
Detroit goes just as dumb as the Ravens sometimes. With it's 4th and 1 from our own 14. Let's go for it, but we'll throw a bomb. Dan Campbell can lose a game for you. He can lose a game for you. So as much as everybody likes Dan Campbell, he can get silly with his going for it. And all of a sudden, because they've lost a lot of games this year, all of a sudden you look up and it's 16-3 in the 4th quarter and you're going, what the fuck? How are we losing?
Yeah, but
I'm going to be honest with you. Jahmyr Gibbs might have 16 points by himself before halftime.
I was just going to say, Jahmyr Gibbs may set the single game rushing record in that game.
They might go for 300 easy.
Unfortunately, it is possible that. Yeah.
And if Harmon doesn't play, forget it.
Directly.
Really forget it. Because he did.
The fact that Derek Harmon is the key to the run defense for the Steelers is a joke. It's an absolute joke.
But he is.
I will say this: whoever those guys were out there, I don't even know some of these guys' names. 93 or whatever, 91. Mm-hmm. I don't even know these guys. Holy shit, are they bad? I mean, these guys were getting blown off the ball.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
We like. He was terrible.
I was just going to say, when he was on the nose, he got destroyed yesterday. Destroyed. Yeah. When he was in the 4-eye, he played okay. When he was playing off the nose, he got destroyed. That was his worst game I think he's ever had.
And I know you guys have penciled in Miami for a win, but they know how to design run plays. That team can run the football.
If Devin Achane doesn't play, Miami has no chance. If Devin
Ollie Gordon's pretty good all of a sudden, too. They've turned Ollie Gordon into a good running back.
Ollie Gordon's good. They also have this guy, Jalen Wright, Tennessee, fast guy. He's good.
Yeah.
Ollie Gordon runs a 40 slightly faster than Y.A. Black. I am not intimidated by that guy at all.
All right. We'll see comes Monday night. Listen, we know Tua in the cold weather, he's probably going to shit the bed.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
That should be a W. And
It,
by the
it
way,
better be.
Again, definite chain though. Fast running back gets the edge.
If he plays. If he plays.
yeah.
If he plays.
If A-Chain plays, it's going to be a nail biter. No
Yeah.
doubt about it. Miami's playing a lot better.
it'll be every Steeler game's a nail biter.
Yeah, well,
But
that's a given, right?
Miami's defense, not very good. Not
As
very
good as we played yesterday on offense, we first downs, Baltimore had 22, we had 13. Total plays, Baltimore had 77, we had 51. Time of possession, 26 to 33, and total yards, 420 to 318.
Yeah, the worry I have about how good we looked offensively yesterday is like, how much are we just underrating that was more about how bad the Ravens are defensively?
That's my point.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 28th in pass yards allowed, and we still didn't have 300 yards.
Right.
I mean, and we couldn't run the ball.
Talking about. I don't want to say it's fluky because they made some plays yesterday. They made some plays, but I can't get all amped up about this win as far as the future goes. I love beating the Ravens. Love that, but
because it doesn't change anything, right?
It doesn't.
I think what you're trying to say is like fundamentally, this doesn't change the long-term outlook of this team. We didn't go yesterday like, wait, hold on, maybe this team could win a couple playoff games and like by the way, in an AFC this year that is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, we've always played down to our competition. Why fucking settle for just the competition we're playing in single games? We're playing down to the old AFC now.
That's great.
But in all honesty, the Steelers, unlike other years, the Steelers have actually played their best games against the best teams, except for the Buffalo game. They beat the Patriots. They beat the Colts. They beat the Ravens. Every time you think, hey, this is a really good team, they're gonna have problems. They seem to rise to the occasion. The problem is that we stink against everybody else.
The problem is they amp up so much for these big games. They've got nothing left for the other games, for the next couple of games, because there's.
No, I would actually say the opposite. I think this is one of the things that you'll hear from Tomlin defenders, like the people who are like still anti, like saying anything negative about Tomlin, is they'll point out the fact that the Steelers haven't lost to a team this year outside of the Bengals who's not going to make the playoffs this year. The Steelers' losses this year are Seahawks, Bengals, Packers, Chargers, Bears, Bills. Those are all playoff teams outside of that Bengals game, which was horrific for obvious reasons.
Many reasons.
But yeah, I mean, like this team has only lost to like playoff teams.
The only team that's blown them out is the Bills.
Well, I had this argument with another person who said the same thing to me. Here's what I would say. I would classify the Seahawks game as a blowout, which I know the Caleb Johnson thing makes that score look worse, but like the Seahawks were in control of that game from that point forward. Steelers never got back into it. The Packers game, I know it's technically not a blowout, but holy shit, the second half of that game was so bad. The Chargers game, I think, is an absolute blowout. And I know it's only a 15-point loss, but I think, once again, game control, the Chargers were in control of that game, like for the entirety of the second half. And then the Bills game, the Bills blew us out. I mean, even though they were up at halftime, like watching that football game, you never felt like the Steelers were ever in control of that game.
Yeah. The Seattle game, even with the Caleb mistake, if Calvin Austin doesn't tip that ball in the end zone for the interception, I still think they win the game even with the Caleb Johnson mistake.
I didn't feel like they were ever in that game.
That would have made
it just felt like there was one too many mistakes after another. That game was just, it was not going to go our way. Sometimes you just tell the ball bounces the wrong way.
Yeah. And let's face it, even in the Bengals game, Aaron marched right down the field, got us the lead, and the defense just couldn't hold it.
The defense. It's always, actually, it's not always the defense. It alternates from defense to offense.
They're both like I have this argument with my brother all the time. Because he was like, "That's the offense that's making this team so bad." I'm like, "No, dude, it's both. it's a very healthy combination of that. When you need it from one side, you don't get it. Like, it's just like if the defense is we got a big turnover, a big moment. All right, offense, let's get it. It's like I am going to shit the bed and get held to a field goal here, and then like defense, a big stop here, guys. Like a turnover, something big would happen. Like, nope, they're going to go 12 plays right down the field, score a touchdown.
But one thing to be honest about in the AFC this year, if you, making it this year Yeah, it probably doesn't end well, but you've already beaten the Patriots. Are you really afraid of playing Denver? I'm not. I think our defense against Bo Nix could actually give him a lot of problems. You know, Houston's the only team I think is actually coming on to be – they may go to the Super Bowl. That defense is ridiculously dominant, and C.J. Stroud is finding something. By the way, my man Jaden Higgins, if you watched our draft coverage, that guy is coming. I told you that guy would be good. He is coming.
That Patriots game seems very fluky.
With 5 turnovers. Of course it's fluky.
Yeah, exactly. You get Drake May at home in a playoff game.
2 turnovers on the goal line.
going into the end zone for scores. Yeah.
Who says Drake May plays good in the playoffs? He could pee down his leg like Justin Herbert and throw 8 interceptions.
I've seen no evidence to that so far. The kid is cool as a cucumber, throws,
The other issue with those games is they'll be in Denver and in New England. I think the only team, realistically today, if I am like, who am I confident the Steelers could beat today in a playoff game if it were in Pittsburgh? Of the top 7 teams in the AFC right now, I'm going to leave the Colts out of this because obviously, the Steelers could beat Riley Leonard in a playoff game. Or if they're going to bring Phillip Rivers back, sure. The Jacksonville Jaguars are the only team right now who I'm like, all right, I think they could beat Jacksonville. But otherwise, no.
Yeah, I don't.
I think you get the Chargers in the cold. That could be very interesting.
Yeah,
honestly, I do not.
Too.
I don't want to see the Jaguars in the playoffs. The Jaguars have the Steelers number in Pittsburgh. If you're going to play the Jaguars, you need to play them in Jacksonville.
Either way,
that's true.
You need to play them in Jacksonville for the Steelers to win that game.
That defense is pretty good too.
And it's not as good as you think, though.
I think the biggest thing moving forward is the offense has got to start figuring out how to keep more time of possession and get the defense off the field.
Mm-hmm.
The defense has played over 1 full game worth of snaps than the offense. It's probably way beyond that. I forget what the stat was. Wasn't it like something like 600 something plays to like 700 and something plays, like almost a 150 play split?
They haven't won the time of possession battle at all.
That's actually
this season.
150 plays. That's over 2 bad games. More, really. I mean, if you got 70, if you play 70 plays, that's a lot of plays. That's 2 really bad games. That's insane.
It is. I don't want to blame it all on the offense, though. Some of that is the defense's own doing by just
it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Not being able to get off the field. Yeah.
This is gonna sound nuts, but I really would want to see Buffalo again.
You're crazy.
You're absolutely right, Bob. That is nuts.
And I'll tell you why. Because if you don't think from a pride standpoint that TJ Watt, who I think had his best game of the year, even though he didn't get a sack, his best game of the year yesterday, he was really active in the run game. If you don't think that defense would have the pride to stand up and say, you are not going to beat us on the ground like you did the last time we played you, I think there would be a good – and bear in mind, Buffalo is not good. Buffalo is not good. If you think that's the team going on the road to walk
watch that game a couple weeks ago? They
yes,
waxed us.
I watched the game, and I've watched Buffalo all year. Buffalo is not that good. They dominated us, but I'm telling you, Buffalo has problems, just like the Baltimore Ravens have problems, just like everybody in the AFC has problems. Give me Buffalo again. Josh Allen turned the ball over. I think we shut Cook down the second time. Might only be
what evidence do you think have you seen to say they're going to shut James Cook down?
Because
they haven't stopped
Buffalo's
anybody.
inconsistent. Buffalo has lost 30-13 to the Dolphins.
Okay.
Buffalo can put up a stinker. I'm telling you, Buffalo is not that good. They should have lost to Cincinnati this week.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but didn't. I mean, come on.
Well, I picked them to win.
It's Josh Allen. Won. That's all you need to say. Josh Allen. You're going to lose.
Who's back to turnover? Josh Allen.
I don't even think it's got anything to do with Josh Allen. There's not a fucking chance in hell we're stopping James Cook.
And that too.
Let me tell you how much I wanted to throw up the entire time rewatching that fucking game on the All-22 again, and just watching. I had to keep checking to see if I was rewinding. It was the same fucking play over and over and over again. I'm like, how many did I hit repeat or something? What is this?
They dominated us in the trenches on both sides. That's
With two backup linemen.
That's hard to reverse in a month, but.
You need a pride.
Mike Tomlin does Mike Tomlin things, so
I mean anything can happen. I'll grant you that, but
but you need a pride game if you're going to break this losing streak. You need a pride game. You need a Mike Tomlin challenger manhood game, which
I don't think he did that last year against the Ravens. I'm sure he tried to do that last year.
No, I don't. I think they were ultra confident that they would go in and dominate the Ravens. It was an anomaly. They need a pride game. And it's not even Mike Tomlin would do it. I think TJ would say, I'm not going out like a punk. There's no way I'm going to let them beat us like this again. Look, there's no good scenario. There's no like, oh, here's a magic bullet. I mean, we're not going to get what we want. The Bills are probably going to be the 5th seed, so we might as well embrace the challenge.
The Chargers could end up the 5th seed. Buffalo still has, I think they still have one of the tougher schedules in the league.
They play the Patriots. I know that at least one more time.
Yeah, Patriots and Eagles.
Patriots this week?
Patriots this week, Eagles in 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Here's a hot take for you.
I got the Browns.
I don't think the Chargers make the playoffs.
They have to make the playoffs. Who else is going to make?
Who's going to take their place? There's nobody left. It's not going to be the Ravens.
Ravens. No. Ravens. By the way, I read this today. I believe the Ravens are eliminated from being a wild card, meaning if the Steelers win the division, the Ravens are out.
Yes.
Which is another one of those, like, going back to the whole Tomlin conversation of like, is this a good or a bad thing that this is even going to happen because we're going to extend this for another year? Like, it is kind of cool that if the Steelers do win the division, like the Ravens are just out. The Steelers are the only team in the AFC North in the playoffs.
Look,
that is.
If we're being totally honest, if the Steelers don't win the division, they're probably out too.
Oh, yeah.
I believe we also can't make a wild card, or can we?
No, we can because of it depends who the wild cards fall to.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those crazy scenarios.
Yeah.
By the way, the Steelers winning the division is relatively easy. I don't know if you guys have done any playoff machines.
I was just going to do this. The remaining games, Steelers have Dolphins, at Lions, at Browns, Ravens, and the Ravens have Bengals, Patriots, at Packers, Steelers. So Ravens definitely have the tougher route.
We got to go 2-2. 2-2, we win it. 3-1, we don't play anybody against the Ravens. But hey, let me tell you the Chargers schedule real quick. They get the Eagles tonight. I think they're going to lose that game. They get the Chiefs next week. Chiefs last gasp, maybe. But then they get the Cowboys, who will be playing for their lives.
That's red hot.
Texans. And then they close with the Broncos.
It's a tough schedule.
Damn, they do have a tough schedule.
Yeah, Chargers could drop 5 in a row.
But look at the bottom of the AFC. I mean, the Colts don't have a quarterback now. Are they going to win a game the rest of the season?
Right.
The Ravens are cooked.
Joe Flacco, I'm saying yes.
The Dolphins could sneak in at 6-7. Sneak a wild
Dolphins have to beat us to
They have to beat us. Yeah, they have to beat us.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for a team,
the Steelers' road to winning the AFC North is, by the way, just beating. If they beat the Steelers have to beat the Browns and anyone else on their schedule, and the Ravens have to lose to the Bengals, and that's it. It's over.
Yep.
And the Ravens play the Bengals this week.
Yeah, if the Ravens lose to the Bengals, it's over.
They're
done.
Over.
I know we had the funeral last night, and everybody celebrated across the NFL, and all was right with the world because the Chiefs are out of it. The Chiefs ain't out of it. They have a chance. They have to win every game, and I think the Chargers will lose out, and I think the Chiefs will be the 7th seed.
I don't know.
All right. I
don't know about that.
Wild, but let me play this out real quick. The Chiefs' remaining schedule, if I remember right, is actually not a cupcake, though, because they have the Broncos still left.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
And the Chargers.
I'll give it to you.
And the Chiefs like zombieing their way into the playoffs and then flipping it. Although I watched that game last night against the Texans, the Chiefs are broken. Fundamentally, Like bad vibes, broken. The Kelsey drop interception was the nail in the coffin. That is the nail in the coffin of that team. If you can't rely on Kelsey to make that catch in a big moment, you're done. Because Rashid Rice, the rest of that offense.
Here's that schedule. They got the Chargers next. They got to win that one. Then they get the Titans. That's a win. They get the Broncos. And then they finish up against the Raiders.
They get the Broncos on Christmas Day in Arrowhead.
It's not inconceivable they go 4-0 down the stretch. And that would make them what?
10-7.
10-7. And with the Chargers, we saw their record. I mean, their schedule and their injuries. Yes. Yeah, I don't know if we can throw the last bit of dirt on them just yet.
Yeah, who else could go 10? Like, so they would have the tiebreaker over the Chargers then? No, the Chargers beat them to start the year, right?
But if they beat the Chargers,
right, then they would.
Yeah, we have to go look at conference schedule. I don't know.
Well, bear in mind if the Chargers lose out, they're 9-8.
Right. I'm saying if the Chargers were to somehow get 10-7, do they have a tiebreaker? No, they do not.
If they get to 10-7. Yeah.
You just did it? They don't?
I did it in the playoff machine. Chiefs make it over the Chargers at 10-7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Dolphins schedule real quick. They have Steelers, Bengals at home.
Yep.
Buccaneers at home, and then they finish up against the Patriots. That's a little tougher.
I think they're done for.
Yeah, they're not making it. I mean, if they beat the Steelers, they're in the mix.
But Mike McDaniel will be an awesome offensive coordinator for the Steelers next year if they get rid of him.
That would be phenomenal.
I would tell you right now, if I had to bet the house payment on it, the team that's going to win the AFC is the Texans. Because I think they're going to win the AFC South. I don't think they'll be the 1 seed, but they'll host a playoff game. And you give me that defense against Drake May, no problem. Give me the Texans all day long. That defense is ridiculous.
It is an incredible defense. But I have a hard time. I remember like growing up watching like the Neil O'Donnell Steelers and like the Cordell Steelers. And I know it's a different NFL than it was then. I just don't believe you can win like trying to hide your quarterback or like playing with subpar offense.
I don't think they need to do that with CJ Stroud. I think he's found, and he always finds it at the end of the year. The guy, for all his faults, and he started out hot, played terrible, but he gets to the playoffs every year, and he plays good. He's won a playoff game, I think, every year he's been in the league.
Yeah, I'm still right now. If you like said, Tony, you have to pick because I have no idea what's coming out of the AFC. It's terrible, but I would just take Josh Allen and the Bills. I would just say, that's that's going to be the best quarterback in the AFC. So unless Mahomes make it, if the Chiefs make it to the playoffs, mark me down as like, yeah, it's going to happen again.
Yeah. It could happen.
Nobody wants to see that, but it could happen.
Look,
no one wants to see it, but
if the Patriots or the Broncos are the 2 seed, you really think they want Patrick Mahomes coming to their place?
No, of course not.
They want Phillip Rivers to miracle his way to 10.
They absolutely do. They absolutely do.
Well, we know if Joe Flacco goes mercenary, nobody wants to see that guy in the playoffs.
Certainly not Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin.
Could you imagine?
Mike Tomlin, is it?
Yeah, could you imagine if they somehow got their way to the 5 seed and then he gets to play Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh?
Oh, my God.
Oh, good God.
That story would write itself. The implosion would just – oh, Lord. I think Mike Tomlin might quit before the playoffs started. Just resign.
See ya.
Look, in all fairness, there's some weird things that could happen down the stretch. I mean, there really are. I mean,
yeah.
It's because the AFC is so bad.
I've just never seen an AFC this open as far as like there are 2 teams with really good records. Well, 3 because the Jags have a really good record too. I still don't believe. Like I understand the Denver defense is incredible and like they're making it work with Bo Nix and RJ Harvey in that offense. Good for them. Drake May is legitimately good, but I still have like a talent level problem with that team. And then the Jags, I don't know what to make of the Jags. They're like 6 weeks ago, you could have convinced me that Liam Cohen was ready to cut Trevor Lawrence on the spot. Like if he could get out of that contract 6 weeks ago, he would have done it. And now it looks like, they're going to win this. They're going to win the division. So,
I don't think they're going to win the division. I think the Jags are the wild card. Texans are going to win the division because of the way the schedule breaks.
because
The
they're
Jags'
going to win.
schedule is easy, but they got to play the Colts again.
Colts.
Well, who knows who'll be
They have the Colts
quarterback?
twice. They have the Colts twice. The
Well,
Jags
they
do.
beat the Colts yesterday. They get the
Right.
Colts one more time. They do get the Texans one more time. I don't think they beat the Texans heads up, and then the Texans will have the tiebreaker and win the division against them. Heads up. The Jags are going 11-6. I'll tell you that. But I also think Houston's going 11-6.
You want to
Houston's
hit on
playing well right now. They're playing well right now.
before we get out of here? You want to hit a little bit on college football last weekend? I know, Trent. I'm not trying to.
I fucking knew it was coming at some point. God damn it!
I'm not doing this to pick on you, but people want to talk about college football a little bit. It was a great Saturday of football.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. That game was
No.
They didn't get into the playoff.
They
Indiana
cheated their ass off to keep Notre Dame out.
Oh well, Notre Dame fan up there. Besides that, that Ohio State Indiana game was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was a good game.
And Duke, Virginia was fun too if you're into just
Yeah.
watching awful football. But
Look,
And the mayhem that ensues after that because
I'm totally okay with Notre Dame actually not making the playoffs. I am rooting for James Madison, but at this point, I don't want Jeremiah Love, and I'm so glad they didn't do the bowl game. I don't want him to waste his legs over the next 3 weeks. National championship would have been nice, but he's going to look so good in black and gold. I don't want him to risk injury.
what? No, no. We're not don't you put that evil. This team takes a running back in the first round next year, and I will literally find a new hobby. I will.
Jeremiah Love it's a little bit different back than Jahmyr Gibbs, but he's a Jahmyr Gibbs level impact.
Did you see what? Okay, look at the numbers that Ashton Genty put up last year and how great he was and how great. Oh my God!
Oh
Ashton
no.
And then the Raiders took it. And how much did that change the fortunes of that franchise?
Ashton
need everything
Genty
else.
on his best day is not half a Jeremiah Love.
I don't know about that, but
I told you 2,000 yards at Boise State didn't mean shit. Butterball came to the NFL, and Butterball's doing what Butterball's
The point is that running back, in order to be an elite level running back, to actually be a difference maker, you're the cherry on top. You are not the base of the cake.
agreed.
Unless you're Jahmyr Gibbs.
No.
They
already had the offensive line in place there.
And the receivers.
Amon Ra was there.
Yeah, I know.
Jared Goff was there. They had the whole.
What do we think of Mendoza? This is what I'm trying to get at.
Love him. Trade up,
Is this,
get him.
is this a safe space?
Yes, it is.
Okay, he's kind of a weirdo. Like
That post game interview turned me all the way off. I don't know why. It just.
I don't want to be that guy, but like you do need kind of like a leader of men as your quarterback, right? That's what you want out of the position. And like I not say like, he doesn't seem like a bad person. I'm not saying that, but like, dude, he's a strange fella. I don't see him commanding a locker room.
He's not an 18-year-old kid either. He's 22 years old. He shouldn't be like. He sounded like a 3-year-old coming out of church. God is great. Let's have fun.
But the difference.
Well, those there was obviously fake tears. God is good stuff. Like, yeah, great. By the way, great player though. Great player. So,
And on the field, you can't deny the guy's clutch. You cannot deny that guy's clutch. Caleb Williams, peed down his leg in college.
He looked great after getting away with fucking 14 holding calls. They tackled Kenyatta Jackson. He held the ball. Anybody know what his average time to throw was? Let's just be honest. What was his average time to throw in that game?
I have no idea.
I guarantee it was over 4 seconds. You cannot do that in the NFL. His pocket awareness was garbage in that game. He got lit up on the first play of the game because he was fucking stupid. Don't stand there and take a shot at a defensive end untouched. Like, get rid of the ball.
He's been stewing over there for the last 3 minutes trying to get this out.
Every big moment, every big game, that kid has made a play.
He did make big plays against Oregon in that game. He did make big plays against Ohio State.
The game they were down, he led them right down the field and won the game. Great catch by the receiver, by the way. I'm just telling you, that guy's got a little something. I like a big, strong quarterback who has a little something to him. He just, when it's down, he figures out a way. I like that. That's a trait I look for in a quarterback. If you got that little, fuck you, I'm down. I played horrible, but I'm going to beat you. I like that trait in the quarterback.
Does he have that? It's hard. I don't know. It's hard for me.
Late first round pick. I'm just throwing it out there. That's my grade. And it won't be where he ends up. Yeah. My grade is late first round pick. Some team is going to take him in the top of this draft, and they're going to fucking regret it because he's not that good. As soon as he had to come off his first read, he sucked. He sucked. Oh. He's one read guy, or he held the ball for 4.5 seconds. That's when he made plays. You can't hold the ball for 4.5 seconds in the NFL. I'm not thinking about just this game from the Saturday. If you look at him as an NFL prospect, you can't hold the ball for 4.5 seconds. It just doesn't work. You got to get rid of it. Yeah, he took 5 sacks on plays he should have thrown away the ball. Ohio State's pass rush isn't good. They're not that good. It's one of the weaknesses of the team.
I think Pun's got a actually good point here, and I've kind of come full circle on him. I did not like Baker Mayfield, but what he went through and the fact that he's come back, he's got a little something to him. And maybe back that when I said I would hate the idea of the Steelers getting him, I don't hate it now. I wish they had kind of done it.
Baker, by the way, Baker is turned it out. Although he's been. So I actually live in the Orlando area. A lot of Bucks fans around here. Baker played horrendous. He's been playing bad football for a little while now, but
last 5 weeks he's been bad.
Yeah. Another college quarterback. If Alabama had gotten left out of the playoff and Ty Simpson didn't play another college football game, how badly did he hurt his draft stock over the last month?
He's got to go back to school. He's got to go back to school. For me, he's really tanked it to the point where
completely tanked it.
It's a weak quarterback class, so maybe he's still a top 10 pick.
No, I don't even know if he's a first round pick after the last month.
I think people will talk themselves into it. I mean, who else? Dante Moore goes back to school, and was what people are saying.
Dante Moore's not going back to school. I know people. I know McShay keeps saying that. I refuse to believe that.
Well, now that his offensive coordinator has gone to Kentucky, maybe he does come out. So, all right, that's 2, Mendoza and Moore. Then who's the
other kid? I only watched one game of him, but I've been hearing a lot about him, and I did get to see him on Saturday night. Darian Mensah.
You're gonna say, not bad.
Kid?
Not bad. The Duke kid. Okay, look, we're not going to say the Duke kids. I'm not saying like top 5 pick, but like there might be more there. I might need to do some film study here.
I got to go watch it.
I would highly recommend you watch more than that one game. he has no business in this conversation.
Well, he has problems, but Trent, let's be honest.
I mean, Duke's
take him over
Klubnik
and Nussmeier.
They both tanked their stocks too. I mean, we were just comparing a bunch of shit quarterbacks. This is the Kenny Pickett draft all over again.
This is remember before the
season. You have one first round pick
draft in history.
Yeah, you have one first round pick in this draft, and that's it.
It feels a lot like
unless Dante Moore comes out.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, Sellers will go in the first round, although he shouldn't. But I pray to God for that kid because I really, really like him. That he doesn't come out.
The rumors, he's pretty much signed with Miami already.
I was just going to say, this is another thing. I'm in Orlando. Like I have so many Miami Hurricane fans. Like the rumor is like that's already a done deal. Yeah,
and it should be, and it's the best thing in the world for him. Best thing in the world. He's probably a top 5 pick next year, a legit top 5 pick who has a chance to have a nice NFL career.
So can we all agree that this isn't the year the Steelers take a quarterback? I don't think you mortgage the future for Mendoza.
Look, can we all agree that not taking Shador in the 4th round was a mistake?
No, I'm not conceding that at all.
No, I'm not conceding
that at all. I'm not conceding either point, by the way. I'm not conceding either point.
What do you mean? You don't think this is
a couple things? Ty Simpson could turn it around in the playoff, so we got to hold out hope for that.
Okay, could go Will Howard.
Oh, jeez.
That was for David.
He was already on it.
No, and I also think look, I'm not going to rule out this team's probably going to win. Well, they're probably going to win the division now, so that puts them at what? Worst case scenario is 20 Or
Probably.
20, 21,
In the
22,
ballpark.
early 20s, yeah.
then you're not trading up. You're not trading up enough to get.
You're not getting
unless
you're getting number one unless you go crazy and trade like players and picks and is Mendoza worth that? That's a risk. Dante Moore, if he comes out,
I'd go all in on Dante Moore. I love that kid.
Yeah, if you could get Dante Moore, you way up and get him. But
yeah,
but Dante Moore is not getting past number one, more than likely.
I don't think either one of them get out of the top 5. Top 3.
I don't either.
It's going to be Mendoza and Moore, and then that's it. It's over. There's no more quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So wait till 27.
Then you wait till the 3rd or 4th round. You take Haynes King. You let him go up against Will Howard.
You
You play.
We've already seen Haynes King. Tim Tebow did not make it in the NFL, Bob.
He's
the same fucking guy.
Haynes King has a better arm than Tim Tebow.
Is he playing? We're gonna have another tight end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Running back.
Yes.
Let Will Howard and Haynes King fight it out for a year while you wait for your real pick in the next draft.
So if the Steelers don't go quarterback in this draft in the 1st round, where are they going?
Wide receiver, please.
Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love.
If they go running back, head explodes. They're not going to go offensive line again, even though Broderick, you're probably not getting his 5th-year option. They're not going to go D-line again in all likelihood.
No.
Wide receiver, please.
It's got to be corner or wide receiver, in my opinion. The only other possible option I could see sneaking in here is if there is an elite level guard sitting there around 20 when we pick.
The Penn State kid.
You know what? This would be the year to
do? The Vanderbilt kids who I'd be looking at.
Yeah, nice player.
To make Dave happy, this would be the year that they trade down and acquire picks for 27 and just say, okay, fuck it. If this is not the right quarterback class, then let's go get Dylan Raiola, boys. Like it's all
Oh, Jesus.
And I will I've been telling Dave this, and I'm going to tell you this, Big Pun. Drew Aller is undraftable. If he goes, he could go day 3 as a flyer for somebody. He is undraftable. He's hurt. He's not clutch. He sucks. Any team that takes him, he's never seen the football field. He's a typical Penn State quarterback. He's Christian Hackenberg.
I think
if he's lucky. If he's lucky.
Yeah, you're being too hard.
If he plays for Indiana with Kirk Signetti, he's a 1st-round pick.
Who, Drew Aller? No, he's not. He doesn't have the clutch gene. He doesn't.
Can he get a medical redshirt, or he has to come out?
I believe
he has to come out.
Damn, that's too bad.
He's just not. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. And
I'd take a flyer in him anytime after the 4th round. I would take a flyer. See what you can get out of him.
He doesn't have it. He doesn't have.
He didn't play well, and he's got the injury now. I mean, you take a flyer because whatever. Who knows? I'd rather do that than trade for Kyler Murray, which is happening, by the way.
Well, that's definitely happening. That's definitely.
Tony's on the Kyler Murray bandwagon.
I'm not on the bandwagon. I'm just saying, like, I just know how this team operates. And season without,
yeah, wouldn't be my first choice either, but it's going to happen. And get your 8 jerseys now because he won't be wearing number 1.
Yeah, we don't think there's a world where Aaron Rodgers comes back next year, do we?
They have to win 2 playoff games.
If they win a playoff game, I could see it.
There were times this year where I really thought he was shot.
Me too.
There were some games that
he is shot. No, he's shot.
Like I meant really shot. Like I didn't think he had a game like yesterday in him. Even against a bad Ravens defense, I didn't think he had that left in him, but he somehow pulled it out.
Look, I see a world where Tua is available, and I'd rather have Tua.
No.
For 1 year?
I think they have to run it back with Tua one more year, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That contract set up pretty well.
Yeah.
You'd rather have Tua than Kyler Murray?
Yes, I would rather have Tua than Kyler
and it's a
Murray.
shit sandwich either way, but
Tua, he pushes the ball downfield. He's, it's one hit away from Will Howard, so that'll make David happy.
Yeah, he's.
Look, if you're going to give me Kyler Murray or Tua, give me Tua. I mean, either one's good, but what the fuck? Yeah. Tua might do something.
You'll probably find out what you got in Will Howard if Tua comes here, because Tua's not going to make it through the season.
Yeah, true. Especially if they have Broderick back out there next year.
Hey, in all fairness, Broderick played pretty damn well this year. And I think he will get his 5th-year option, by the way, because of what Dan Moore made on the open market. Yeah, Broderick will be kind of a bargain for the 5th year.
This would be so Steelers.
Well, because they get rid of the ball so quickly.
This would be so Steelers to draft a tight end.
Sadiq's going to drop in this draft.
Keep
I like
those tight ends.
him a lot.
Smith. I think he's a good player, but Jesus Christ, another tight end.
Yeah. There's questions about him.
You would think as much as Tomlin loves this guy, he would have signed him, but boy, has he had his chances the last couple of years, and they haven't gone anywhere near it.
Flacco?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking through the quarterback market for next year. Like, there's
It's awful.
It's
There's
terrible.
nothing.
There's
We looked
nothing.
at it already.
Carson
Yeah,
Wentz.
I just think there's a good chance that Miami will say, fuck it, with Tua and eat the contract. And that's how he would become a Steeler, because the Steelers aren't signing anybody. But if you get some guy who's pretty good who got cut, and by pretty good is a loose term, and we can get him for $1 million, fuck, they took Russell Wilson. Kyler Murray, Tua, somebody like that.
Somebody's going to trade a second-round pick for Mac Jones, and I hope it's not going to be the Steelers, but somebody's going to.
I don't think you need to trade a second for him.
I think the other worry is that, like, there are going to be the problem with this year's draft is that there are going to be the, like, squint and you could convince yourself he's draftable quarterbacks, the Cade Klubniks of the world.
Yep.
And looking at what the Steelers are going to be, and like there's every chance that this team sits where they are and just takes best available quarterback, because just like they did the Kenny year, right, where everybody knew they were taking a quarterback, and it was like, you shouldn't take a quarterback there. There's no quarterback worth it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then they did it anyway. Like, the Steelers taking the 4th quarterback in next year's draft is equal to them getting Kyler Murray or
if they draft Cade Klubnik, I'm going to lose my mind. With the first
They've
pick
gone to Clemson
first
games like 9 times.
I know. That's why I brought him up.
I would just like to point out, you picked Klubnik before the start of the year as your guy.
He looked like the guy.
About 100 other people that watch college football. Everyone thought he was going to have a breakout season.
Yeah,
I told you he was not good.
His passing chart that year before looked fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean, he hit at every level of the field at a ridiculous rate. And then I don't know what happened with Clemson this year. That whole team, that was a preseason favorite to win it all.
Yeah.
I mean, they have studs, like legit studs, all over the team. There's probably 5 guys whose first round picks.
It's because Klubnik didn't play well. That's a big part of it. And the LSU kid too. I can't think of his name right now, but that's Nussmeier.
Yeah,
he fell
not in the first round. Please.
Well, he got hurt and benched. Like, you're not convincing yourself to take him in the first round. That's not happening.
No.
And I will tell you this, Pun, if you're right, Trent and I are driving to Pittsburgh, and we're killing that motherfucker.
I was on the Carson Beck bandwagon for a little while, but I jumped off when he started throwing his teammates under the bus. I'm like, oh boy.
Or when he threw 5 fucking interceptions in a single game. Did that not drive you off the bus a little bit? I wasn't on the fucking bus, but that'll throw me clear off the cliff.
Look,
watch him go on a playoff run and get right in the mix.
Oh, good God.
People are going to talk themselves into him.
There's a guy who's going to be on the street. Do the Steelers dare go back to the Kenny Pickett well?
No. God, no. Bob, you're done.
Luckily, the door is slammed shut on that one.
Yeah, because he shot his way out of town. Not only did he not play well, but he pissed everybody off on the way out, too.
Russ will also be on the open market next year.
Who would have thought Mason Rudolph ever voluntarily comes back to the Steelers?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't really have any other options.
Yeah, that was.
Who'd you say Tony is going to be a free agent, too? He's going to hit the street?
Who did?
Russell Wilson.
Oh, God. No. He's going to be.
I'd almost rather have Jameis Winston than any of these guys.
I would have loved to have Jameis Winston as the Steelers quarterback.
I would take Jameis Winston all day over these guys.
You got 3 fans here. Bob, I don't know about you.
You know I love me some Jameis.
Yeah, that's unanimous. Give me Jameis Winston over any other possible quarterback next year. Save.
I found the guy. I found him. I didn't realize Malik Willis is a free agent after this year. Oh,
yeah,
done deal.
You passed on him in the draft. Exactly. Now you get a second chance.
We got to make up for that. We got to make up for it. It's kind of like we passed on Kenneth Gainwell to take Najee Harris in that draft. Now we've made up for it.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson's on the street. You know
I
what?
forgot Zach Wilson was in the league.
In all honesty, does Daniel Jones hit the street because of the Achilles?
Colts got a big
He
decision.
won't be back in time. He won't be back.
He will not be back. Yeah, to start the season.
Oh, that's right. The Achilles is going to cost him.
Yeah,
Unless he does that Aaron rehab and can get back by the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm staying away from him.
Do you call
Staying
up
away
Ben and say, "Hey Ben, you got it. You
Well,
got a few
we got-
games
we
left
got-
in you."
We got freaking what's his name in Indianapolis, so why not?
Yeah.
Let's bring them all back. All right, guys.
Look, would you really hate it if Ben came back for a year?
Yes,
I would.
hate it immensely.
Yes, he's been sitting in the basement drinking beer for 3 years. I mean, like,
He's well rested.
That he
He's
is.
actually-
That he is.
He's actually in good shape. If you see him like at a golf tournament or whatever, he's actually slimmed down a little bit. I think he might have to put on weight to play.
Oh, come on, Bobby.
I did not think we were going to do the Ben Roethlisberger's in the best shape of his life thing in 2025.
Or let's be honest, Ben Roethlisberger or Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, man, I never thought I'd pick him over anybody, but no, no Ben.
Will Howard. I'll just take Will Howard.
Thank you. All right, guys, we've gone long here. Tony, thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for
Guys,
having me.
don't forget to watch the Here We Go podcast tomorrow with Trent and Dave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Am I forgetting anything, Bob, before we get out of here? The Fantasy Wednesday?
Fantasy on Wednesday, Fantasy Unfocused, and then we'll be back Friday to preview the Dolphins game.
All right. Until next time, thanks for listening to the Steel Sanctuary podcast.
Well, take care, man. Gotta get back.
Sure. Take it easy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I know that you will.
Yeah, well, the dude abides.
I don't know about you, but I take comfort in that.